And so I'm great that we took that journey. But also, I want to just convey this. This is something I've been talking about on this show and throughout things I'm talking about. The more I'm learning to surrender, the more God is aligning the right people and the right resources. So it took a lot of surrendering, Sid, and I want to give God the praise for that. And thank you so much for asking about that amazing experience.
Well, I'm going to invite you. I'll send you a link if you all want it. But my wife and I started reading the Bible a chapter a day. It's going to take 3.26 years to do the full Bible. And it's been amazing to just, I mean, I wake up before Liz, but as soon as she wakes up, she reads it. And then if there's something to talk about it, we do. And, uh, and no, it's not about the religious
Correct.
space for me. It's about, just as I speak of, on Wednesdays, I go to the 6 a.m. Men's disciple group, 2,000 men. And I mean, they had a guy fly in, a professor from Harvard, to be part of it. And people ask, well, why do you go? Because it's not about the religion for me. It's about all these people gathering to reach a higher place in connection to God. I don't care what you call it. Like, it is impressive that the Muslims go and do what they do together and how they do it every day, sun up, sundown, all those things. Now, are there going to be problems? I don't care what it is. If humans are around, there's problems in everything.
Yes.
That's just like, and so now we can identify the problems and start to eliminate that. And that's called evolution, So when I talk about personal evolution, that's what it's about. So I'll, if you want, I'll send you that link.
Please do.
You do it on your time. There's a place to comment on every chapter as we go. But it's really about you and your wife having that time to dedicate that in a higher place. To me, it's the idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yes.
Now, if you're filling it up with something positive and powerful, that devil's playground just got diminished. And so I think it's important for all of us to just continue to elevate in our lives that says, okay, what direction do I really want to move? It's like the old Cherokee story of the grandson coming to the grandfather and says, "Grandfather, I'm worried I'm not moving in the right way." And he talks about the two wolves. Whichever wolf you're feeding, the good wolf or the bad wolf, is the one that's going to grow. So feeding it with God is just where I'm at right now. So it's great that all unfolded. Makes sense why we're all, in the same circle. Because if not, I'm pretty much going.
And I liked how you landed that message, man, because I've always been studying religion. And I realize religion, once again, is man made. Everyone has to have their own relationship with God. And and I didn't study from Pentecost to Protestant to Church of God in Christ to Baptist to Islam to Muslim to Judaism. I've studied a little bit of each of these various religions, and they're all man made. But the ultimate decision is having that personal relationship with God. So I'm no longer seeking. I'm still doing research, but I have that relationship with God and understand that all of this is man-made. And it does have some pros and cons to it. But as you stated, anytime you got humans involved, it is going to be fault there.
And it's not really fault. It's evolution. Like, where do you grow without having challenge?
Correct.
So as a human, in order for us to reach our highest potential, which is God that's expressing through us, in order to make that connection, you have to have some things fall apart. Especially when you look around the world and it's like, nah, love is everything. And we're not using the parts of love that actually helps us grow, and I think that's a big part. What's up, Dr. Bod?
Hey,
Everything's up, gentlemen. How we doing? I'm just sitting back and enjoying. I'm in the audience. I should just click myself out and listen to you two just drop the knowledge bombs.
Nah, we got to have you in it. You know how you
Right.
do it. Sit back, and then all of a sudden he's bringing a book at you.
Right. What's going on up there in Canada, man?
Everything's going up. I'm in one of the cities of the World Cup, so it's a little bit crazy up here right now. So I usually stay away from downtown Toronto. I'm even more so staying away from downtown Toronto over the next little bit. But it's good, as I tell people, I'm above ground and everything else is a bonus. As long as I'm above ground, everything else is a bonus. So just enjoying the conversation. Looking forward, as always. Thank you, Sid, for making this brave and safe space available.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pleasure that you all are here. Last week which was great that I had a moment to just share. And next thing you know, I'm talking for an hour, right? Like, so obviously it wasn't going to fit for everybody to be here last week. So it's great to have you for sure.
It is. And that speaks for both of us, man. They actually hosting the World Cup down here in Houston. And like you, I'm staying away from downtown if I don't have to go.
No, thank you. I'm out. No, thank you. That's not my jam.
But on that, before we get into it, did you all see how Congo came into the United States?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching
the leopard,
them play tonight.
the leopard on and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. We got an interesting guy here. Just, before, which is going to segue us into the topic at hand. But yeah, it's just some LBC. I'm going to call it that. Low budget character. And it's, and here's, I've been going to church at this place called 1122. And it's, like I said, what's amazing about them, regardless of anything that anybody might ever say negatively, which doesn't, if you're talking negative about them, when you leave, you're probably talking about me too. So I ain't interested. Like, that's just that simple. But the amazing thing is how much they do in Jacksonville, fastest growing church in the world right now, like booming. And they have this retreat center where right now I think they have I don't even know. It's probably a couple thousand people going to their retreat center, and they're all police officers and firefighters, and they're going for this retreat to get more connected, which is just a beautiful thing. Like, okay, you're bringing police officers and firefighters together that are there serving people, and they're gathering, whether they do it perfectly or not. It is perfect no matter what it is. They're gathering to get closer to God. Like, as Pastor Joby talked about, like, what if we just had somebody from a clergyman or woman go to run for office in every office? Just a conversation starter. Not that they even need to win, right? Like, just creating the conversation, moving things forward so that we eliminate this hate, this discourse, and all the things. And so when I look at, most importantly, and I'm good. I finally got really good with, good luck, because I'm going to say some things that might piss you off. Well, if it pisses you off, guess what? I just said some words. You need to look in your own heart. Why are you pissed off at what I'm about to say? Because this conversation about what I want us to get to is like, all right, first thing is, at what point will we men stand up and be men? And now we've talked about, we kind of started the show off with what's a man. And a man to me is somebody that actually can protect the world, your world, whether it's yourself, then your family, then your community, then your state, then the nation, then the world. And you got to start with yourself. And so the man first looks at themselves and says, okay, is the way I'm moving actually the best for the rest of the world? Unfortunately, at the top of this thing called the United States, no. We got a bunch of guys and some gals in our White House in leadership that are terrible at best. Terrible at best.
Yes, at best.
at best. Like it's like, and if you just got upset, I don't even need to say names. That's how terrible it is. I don't even need to say names. And you're defending something, and I didn't even say a name, so you don't even know really, truthfully, 100 yet who I'm talking about. So if you just had a name come to mind, and I just said terrible at best in our leadership at the White House level, if you had a name come to mind, it's because you in some way see and understand what statement I just made, and it's terrible at best. Terrible because fostering any type of hate, stop, don't play. See, now I can say it, because for a long time I walked my walk, even though in the closet was Jesus for me. But I walked my walk and said, no, I'm not gonna participate in this hate Jesus way, this conservative Jesus. There's no division of Jesus and God. It's everything. So if you think something is off, you're part of the problem, because Jesus, God, everything. So when it comes to that, like for me, I'm just like, all right, now that I just put the armor of God on, went and got baptized again. That's why I'm like, Coach, good stuff. Put the armor, cleaned off all that stuff, and now I'm like, all right, devil, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. You can come for me, but I'm coming for you. And I'm coming for you in the name of all the sorry LBC, low budget character people that claim to be in it for Jesus. Stop lying to yourself. Because if you're hurting another person, Jesus didn't do that. Actually, he went to the cross. Quite the opposite. So any crap that you're saying against another person, you are LBC, low budget character. And we've just had this incident. LBC. First of all, I went to the White House to teach yoga with myself teaching yoga and a bunch of other people. 36,000 people came through every time we did it. We had the NFL there. We had stars coming to sing about peace and love, and kids coming. And I taught yoga primarily to kids. Occasionally their parents would practice, but the parents came to be with the kids. And so then that's what it was when the president that I went there with, and many presidents before that did something similar. Instead, we got UFC, and I love UFC. I love boxing. I boxed in college. I love all sports, so I'm good with it. And sometimes, yes, that can be very violent in nature, whatever. And to bring that on the White House lawn, LBC. I'm calling it like it is, LBC. Especially to spend taxpayer money and not give the money made back to the taxpayers. LBC, just, I can keep going on this. And LBC, and what I want to get to is this idiot. I don't even know his name. I don't want to give him any pub. I'm not going to give his name. I don't know what I know. The name's flashing in my head now, but I'm still not going to give him any pub. This idiot saying Michelle Obama's a man. Now let's get something straight. Call me a woman if you want. But when I was born, I had a birth certificate. So they looked at my package and put boy. They looked at her and put girl. Very beginning. So unless you know something I don't know, which you don't, I'm sure that these idiots saying this stuff don't know anything, because the leader of this group, you want to know the soul of a man, see the fruit of their work. The leader of this group is sitting there, said this: if I say fake news enough, it'll become real. Well, you got idiots following an idiot, creating fake news that actually is becoming. But it's not real. It's just still idiot talk. It's gossip. It's fake. It's out of line. For me, it's just out of line. And I was prepared that if y'all didn't show up, I'd go for an hour on this. So I'm gonna pause there, but I want to open it up with that. Like, at what point are we going to say, and here's what I'm challenging the real men to do. And guess what? This is what's funny about it. As soon as people stood up and said, nah, we ain't down for that, what happened? Banned. The person gets banned. The UFC says, all right, we're out. You're separated from you. You're an idiot. We can't even be around because if we stay with you, and now I'm not sure that they would have separated anyway, but they separated because they now see that there's some real people willing to stay away from junk. And if people are willing to stay away from junk, I'm not even telling you what your junk you should stay away from. If you think for some reason what I'm saying is not for you, get away from me. I'm cool. Stay away. But we all need to learn how to, like I tell people, don't come to my yoga class and think I'm gonna make your practice. I'm not Geppetto. I'm not taking strings and moving everybody around on the yoga mat. You make your practice. We got to make the world. It's our world. Every person in it, it's our world. So if something is off, stop supporting it. Be a man, be a woman, elevate. All right, I'm gonna pause it.
You said a lot.
Coach Hightower, you want to start?
Well, let's take it from the top because I remember it was asking at one point will men stand up and be men, and this is the area that I love to focus in because I work with men quite often, and I realize we're living in a generation where manhood has been redefined by culture, as well as the fads, the norms, and things that wasn't acceptable 30 years ago are not acceptable. Boys are now being raised in homes with no fathers. The schools don't have structure, and as well as the church is not being held with accountability. So we're wondering why come men is not knowing how to lead. It goes back to the accountability as well as the identity piece, and I talk about identity quite often throughout my programs and through my shows. Once we find out that identity, man, it actually then develops that clarity, the discipline, and the purpose. And not to get spiritual, but I've always walked with God and always had a faith in God. And one of the Bible verses, 1 Corinthians 13:11, and I'm paraphrasing, it states, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away my childish ways. When you get that clarity, you get that identity, that's when you start to move the way you're supposed to move. And I'm a person that grew up in the video game era. And still to the day, I love to play video games, but at the same time, I don't have the time that I used to have to play video games. There's other things that is more important as a priority, and that kind of goes back to the childish ways. Nevertheless, I use the video games mainly for decompression and relaxation. But when you start to understand who you are and what you're called to do, some of the things you just don't have time for. Those are childish things that we have to put away. And Sid spoke very eloquent without, going in, even what we seen with what do you say, LBC, low budget character. It was nothing classful about what I witnessed over the weekend. And I'm like you said, I like the UFC. But there's a time and place for everything. Considering we have a war going on and we're trying to negotiate peace. This is what we display on the White House lawn. And then we tear down the past president and his wife. This is how we carry on. So I'm in agreement. Those are definitely childish ways of LBC. But in regard to us standing up as men, it goes back to getting that clarity, get the identity, and also getting that fortitude. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do to get where we want to go. And right now, man, we're becoming the laughing stock of the world. We're ranked number 14, and I don't know if that changed in regards to technology. America is great at marketing, and once again, I love this country because it is the land of opportunities. It's the land that I know. But as a person that have traveled and seen more than 15 different countries, I've had various and different experiences. And here right now, man, like I said, we ranked 14 in technology. Um, when you look at it, we imprison and enslave more people in the world, yet we call ourselves the free nation. So are we really free? So for me, a lot of this goes back to identity and also awareness, understanding that how we're moving. We're moving in the matrix. This is actually the matrix. I tell people you have to know how to plug in and plug out, and everything is artificial to the point that if you look at when you're forming your businesses, it also states that you're setting up a fictitious name. Everything is everything is artificial, even the food. Right now, we don't even know what is real anymore and what we're eating. Water is tainted, the air is contaminated. Um, so the answer to that is clarity, identity, and for me is just fortitude, doing what you have to do, man.
Okay. Well, if I have permission to chime in, I guess, Sid, you were reading my alleged mind. I wanted to bring up the whole incident with that UFC fighter and his derogatory statement about First Lady Michelle Obama. And isn't it interesting? The only person, no one apologized. And Dana White did make a statement, I think, yesterday saying, but no one. Mark Zuckerberg was there, didn't apologize. You know who else was there? Serena Williams' husband was there. He didn't apologize. He didn't say, see, this is the absence of standing up. And it's one thing to show up. It's another thing to stand up and make a statement. And for me, when it comes to standing up, I got three things. So I think one point when you're standing up as a man is stop conditioning yourself to think vulnerability equals weakness. I think a number of men think that vulnerability equals weakness. Also, it's when men realize that more than what society norms dictated. So we are more than just providers. And also, we need more and more. Listen, I know the gentlemen here do it, but everyone's watching this who's a man or claims himself to be a man. They need to have regular, real conversations with partners, mentors in the community. And one of those conversations on a continuous basis should be, how can we be better and do better? Because if you take the incident with Michelle Obama, that's a joke. And nothing said. Aren't we better than that? Like
we are. So I think we got to stop. We should no longer I think that's and I've done it. I did it for a long time, like including because we humanity, but we ain't doing that. I know neither one of y'all would do that.
No way.
About anybody. So it ain't
exactly. It's
a low budget character. Now, I am willing to speak up. If I were there, I'd be like, I would have at least walked out. Like I remember my dad took us to see a movie in the first 3 minutes. It was low budget character. My dad was like, oh hell no, brothers don't do that. We got up and left. It was me and my little brother. My dad said, nah, we don't do that. It was New Jack City when the guy peed on the other brother. My dad said, nah, my sons ain't gonna learn this shit. Excuse my language. We ain't gonna learn that. And we left. Now later I went back and watched New Jack City because I wanted to know what had my dad so pissed off. But and it's what's sorry about it, and I'm gonna call it like it is. And it'll do what it does in the world, and how it comes back to me, I'm cool with it because it's God. And I'm sitting here saying the fact that, and I could go through many a statements, but the no statement is the worst statement on this one because it's saying I condone it, and I don't want to disown it. I don't want to disown it because if I disown it, who knows what comes back to me? That could be one of the reasons why people don't disown it, because they would lose their racist followers. They would lose some of the things that way. And it's like, nah, I ain't down for you. I don't care who you are. Nope. It isn't okay. And the guy leading the country not saying something, not coming out and apologizing, because as far as I'm concerned, when I'm in charge, what happens on my watch is my fault. No matter what it is, what happens on my watch is my fault. So if I put on an event, someone goes and does something weird, takes a dump in the wrong place or something weird, I'm going to make sure it gets cleaned up, and I'm going to clear up any problems with it. And that's why we just got LBC, low budget character. I said in the beginning I would never vote for this person because of their character. Had nothing to do with policy. Character first, God first. It's really God first. But putting God first says I have to look at somebody's character first. And if their character is LBC, low budget character, you just got to go. You got to go. Now, I can be there for you. I can counsel you. I can give you a second chance, because in the playbook, it says don't judge. So I'm not going to judge you, but I am going to watch you. And if you continue with LBC, you just got to go. You got to be away from me. You don't get to control the budget of our country. You don't get to do these things. You don't get to all the nastiness that has happened. And I'm calling it on the people that are in that 1%, playing in that space. You're LBC too, unless you do something. If you just watch and turn the blind eye, you definitely haven't put God first. You put your low budget character stuff first. Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I just watched this thing, President Obama talking about how he got 40,000 letters a day. 40,000 letters a day when he was the president. He made an office specifically for that. And then they would bring him 10 letters every day that he would write back to personally. I wrote him twice. He wrote me back twice. Because it wasn't, it was only about elevation in my conversation and in his, and this LBC is terrible. Terrible in every part of it. I think it's time for us to wake up to that and demand it shift or get out.
So let's actually dwell on that and kind of focus on what you just stated in regards to just humanity. And speaking about the leaders that helped put together this UFC fight. When we look at the relationship that they had with their fathers, it also shows the absence of the fathers that may not have been a part of their lives. And now we have a generation of boys in men's bodies. But when you look at some of the leaders, and I don't want to throw their names out, but look at who put together the UFC fight and ask yourself, what was the relationship like with their fathers? Because when a man doesn't have identity, he can't pass it down. And therefore, they're acting. And even looking at some of the positions that's being fulfilled from the president on down, some of them, mainly these positions are appointed positions. So when you talk about qualifications, is there really a qualifications for some of these positions?
It seems like it. A lot of them, I think you got to be a pedophile. You don't get to be part of that circle unless you're a pedophile, or at least willing to turn and not look at the pedophiles. And that's disgusting. Like, let's start calling it out, because for me, we got to call it out. Like, no, you said you go crush sex trafficking. And I've watched another president say they're going to crush drug trafficking, but they crushed the competition. They're crushing the competition for pedophilia. because there's too much money made in their sex trafficking world. So they let it go so that they can keep the money, because it's money first, ain't God first. We got to get God for real in it, which doesn't have to look like talking about a 3-word. God in it says way more than 3 words, because God is everything. You got to raise that up in a big way. Yeah. Doc, what you got, man?
You guys are dropping a lot of knowledge bombs today. Like it's hard to follow up, both of you guys. So what I'm gonna say here, one thing is that how much does I'll go in on this one. This whole area, what do you feel that hypermasculinity has to do with this subject? Because many men are grown up to be something other than themselves, and when they are themselves, a lot of people clown them, right? So I'm just looking at some of the factors that are potentially restricting men standing up, because if the world's going to get better, it's going to be men that have to make it better, right? We really have to, like I say, do a little bit of intimacy, Chet, and I mean intimacy, not intimacy. We have to do intimacy and saying, am I really doing the best for myself? Am I doing the best for the world? You know, how many times, and there's so many different layers to this, you know, I think part of men standing up, they have to be connected with other men that are willing to stand up too. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I love this 2,000 men gathering for a revival every day for 10 weeks.
And I challenge men and those who love them or watching this live on replay. You may say, you know, I'm not connected, but think about what it would be like and standing up. What would that be like? Not only for yourselves, but those who love and care about you. Just don't think about, you know, I don't want to stand up. I don't want to cause ruffles. Well, you know what? When I went to school in my science class, there was a phrase, motion causes friction. So maybe and now there's, as John Lewis would say, there's good friction, good trouble. That's what we have to lean in on and stand up, because many of our men that came before us, they stood up, especially when the times were challenged. What are we doing? Many of us, not all of us, but you know, I'll just leave it at that for the moment.
You're on it, man. This goes back to us as men holding each other accountable, man.
Yeah.
The men that's in my circle, man, we do not take offense when we are respective criticism in regards to what we're doing or not doing. And if you're in my circle, I want you to tell me if I'm not doing something upholding. And we got to stop, you know, just beating around the bush, man. We have to, it goes back to iron sharpens iron, man. We have to be upfront, and you have to be open to be able to receive feedback. Everything don't have to be criticized. It can just be feedback, and what we're seeing that you may not be matching up to. Boys make excuses, but real men, we make adjustments. So this is part of just having that real conversation. Now, I love this platform, man, because this is like part of the Real Men Talk, where we get to have a platform, and a lot of this is some of this is mirrors, you know, and brotherhood without, you know, what I say without accountability, man, is just more of a social club. But if you're in my circle, I want you to hold me accountable, man, and I'm gonna hold you accountable, but we go do it in love. Go do it in love. And if these people really care about this country and care about what's going on, they will hold these people accountable that's not doing the right thing. We can't keep turning a blind eye to everything. And that's what we have been doing. We have been too comfortable so long that we have turned the blind eye to things and now normalize it. That shouldn't be normalized. Just to get along.
Absolutely. I love that boys make excuses, real men make adjustments. Like,
I love that.
Like if you don't know what it looks like to be a man and you do some boy childish things, if you're a man, you make an adjustment. And here it is. We have the leader of the free world not making the adjustment for all the horrendous statements and actions that have been done to disown them. Why? Because, hey, let the truth be told, as far as I'm concerned, and I'll go back to that time, release the files. He doesn't make adjustments because that low budget character is who he is. And anyone unwilling to challenge that, I think you're part of it. You're part of it. Either part of it because you're just a scared little child that is scared that you'll lose this stuff in your life, whatever the stuff is to you, because it ain't God first, because you take God with you. When you leave here, that's the only thing you really take, yourself, and God is there. Everything else is gone. So if you aren't willing to do that, hey, just let's get real about it. We are not on the same wavelength at all. And it's okay for us to never look at each other. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, nah, unless you want to grow, I ain't with you. And if that looks like recognizing racism, recognizing sexism, recognizing genderism, all the isms, if you can't get over that, we ain't together. Because the truth be told, like, I don't care what's said in the Bible. I read the Bible every day, so I do care. Yet, what I'm saying is, truth be told, if God didn't want something on earth, it would be gone. A tsunami, Sodom and Gomorrah, you name it. God doesn't want it, it's gone. So the fact that God allows anything to be here with you sexist, racist, ism people, you're the problem. And I'll be glad when God takes you home and smacks you around a bit and then probably sends you back here or to another place so you can sort out your problems with your low budget character. Like, it's real. Like, let's not even, like, when they go to debate, I don't want to freaking hear a debate about whether or not we should be in war. I want to know, where are you the person? If this person gets to run again, or even the people in his cabinet run for office, I want to know, are you in the files? I want to know. Low budget character. Are you a pedophile? Because you had to be, because you're in the pedophilia world. You're in the pedophilia world, killing children, sexing children, selling children. You're in that world. It's disgusting that the devil is ruling your kingdom, whoever I'm talking to that's getting upset right now. And I don't give a rat's ass if you don't like me. Because I'd rather you not like me, because then you ain't going to be around. Just in case we have another kid, I want you gone from my kids. I don't want you to see the kids that I work with at camp. I don't want you to see the kids that I see swimming in the ocean, surfing. I don't want you to be around them at all. You should never be around a child ever again. Period. Exclamation point. You can't even look, you shouldn't even be around women. Because if you can't just shut your mouth, get the frick on. And anybody, and I'm saying this, and I'm hopeful that a whole heck of a lot of people will look at everybody that ever says anything terrible about other people, dismiss them. I don't give a damn. People try to act like cancel culture is bad. If you're just canceling people because they hurt your little feelings, one thing. But if you're canceling people because they should not have money, you should not be supporting their business, you shouldn't be supporting their life, you shouldn't be supporting their hate, hey, they got to get canceled. I'll call it like that. I don't care if you don't like cancel culture. That's your damn problem, because you shouldn't have the opportunity for other people to follow you, low budget character people. It's just time. It's like, yes, I'm the peace guy, and I've sat back and I've actually sat there and been peaceful at times. Now, I'm at peace inside right now as I say all of this. I'm not, and I know some people that Sid seems mad today. Nope, that's you looking at me, assuming I'm mad when I'm at peace, calling it like it is. Call it like it is. They are low budget character people. Low budget character. All you got to do is look at how somebody interacts with their wife. You will know if they have character or not. And I know there's plenty of clips that you only find on one major president on low budget character. And what's baffling to me is all of you people that voted for him 1, 2, 3 times, you aren't a good judge of character. So ask somebody that never voted for them, because at least they got closer to realizing before ever putting their name on this person that is low budget character. And don't say you're following Jesus and the Bible and you voted for that, because you aren't. You aren't. You just aren't. Like, let's get real. We gotta actually spell this out in the world on truth. You voted for that person. You can't be a follower of Jesus. You can't. Because Jesus wouldn't harm no damn children. Jesus wouldn't sit there and say all this stuff. At least not the Jesus y'all put in the book. He wouldn't say all this stuff. He wouldn't sit there and say anything about Michelle Obama, even if she were something other than she is a woman. He wouldn't say it. So because of that, you don't follow Jesus. Stop lying to yourself. Please don't sit next to me. Go away. You're a liar. I know some of you that know me don't want to hear this, but now I'm calling you that. So now you're probably going to be scared to even sit next to me in church. Liz and I will probably have an open section around us because our aura will be too damn big for you liars to be lying in church too. It's real talk for me. I'm sick of people being liars and bull crap. LBC, low budget character people. See, I'm under you don't need to have the UFC fight. We actually need to take these leaders that want to call themselves sending people to war, stand them up in there, put them in the cage. Because I don't give a darn how old I get. You put me in the cage like that, I'm coming out. I'm the one coming out. But you put these people in and then send these kids to war. BS. Sorry, low budget character person. I don't really care if you hear it. I don't even care if you knock on my door and we need to have a conversation. I don't care. It's low budget character. Jesus flipped tables on your low budget character ways. It's time, you Pharisees, you liars, you people that are making a mockery of the Bible. Get out of this freaking country. Get out of this world. Go on. I don't care. I don't care if this is triggering for you and you feel like going to fucking kill yourself. Do it. I don't care. You don't have to like me. You don't. Hell, half the world don't have to like me anyway. I don't really give a damn. Even more than that. It doesn't matter. You are sorry if this is your ways. That's why I love going to 1122. He calls it like it is. He's like, you're going to hear about politics in church? Because if you're into negative politics, I got to let you know. And it just gave me the freedom to say, you know what? I just don't care about you LBCs. On every level. It's what caused me 20 years ago to say, no, I'm done with alcohol. Let's get clear. If you drink alcohol, you are part of the problem, because at least on Super Bowl Sunday, #1 day of domestic violence, and it's because of all the alcohol drinking. So if you still drink alcohol, you are part of the problem of domestic violence. Let's get down to the roots, the nut cutting. If you are into, fortunately, they've made marijuana pretty much legal, but if you are into marijuana and if the cartel is enslaving people and hurting people in order to bring it forward for you, you are part of the problem. Anything that you're supporting that actually is low energy, hurting other people, you are part of the problem. If you are supporting people that won't release the files, you're part of freaking sex trafficking and pedophilia. You're part of it. They won't even release the files. So you, the people that are still in it, I think just got to get to the truth. You are part of the problem. At what point will we shift that? Stop being part of the problem. And I know part of the problems, the YouTubes and the Facebooks, and I might get canceled, all this other stuff. If you don't let this echo, you are part of the problem. And I'm a text this to 100 people as soon as I'm done. Text it to them. So there ain't no algorithm. Here it is. Here it is. Part of the problem. I need people to know you're part of the problem. I need people to know you're part of the problem. If you aren't standing up when you see something negative, you are part of that problem. Every level. If you won't stand up and speak up, you are part of the problem. It's real talk.
I love it. I love it. And I love the point that you made. When you leave this earth, it's just you, God, your spirit. Everything that we have accumulated here on this earth, we're not taking none of this stuff with us. Everything that we have acquired, we will lose. Everything that we're working hard for, as far as materialistic things, we will lose. So one thing I love about this platform, and I love about you, gentlemen, I want to acknowledge you, man, while I have you in my presence. We don't do average here. We don't do average, and we don't do comfortable, and we don't do excuses. And one thing I know about you all, you always are doing things that's uncomfortable. Real leaders are always doing things that's not comfortable to get to that next level. And to those that's listening, I know you probably came here today because you wanted something new. And you know there's more for you. And to the men that's listening out there, I would tell you, man, it's never a time that you're going to be ready. You're going to have to always keep moving, elevating. You're never going to be ready. I spent more than 20 years in the military and I was prepared, but you will never be ready for certain missions. And the real missions actually start at the kitchen table, in the bedrooms, in the family meetings. That's where the real missions really start. If not, we'll be talking about what we're talking about right now. People that's leading this world, but leading this world the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you this: when you're in position of authority and you're in position of leadership, you're judged even more crucially. So just realize, if you're not leading the right way, you have a whole nother answer to God that you will have to be accountable for. So, man, I think thank you, Sid, for this segment, man. And even these topics, which is sometimes not fun topics to talk about, but it's needed. We have to stop, BSing and stop sugarcoating things, and we have to get to the real problem, the real issues, and we have to start taking accountability for men, as men. And that's why I don't have my book right now. Let me see, CSP. What I actually talked about, that's the reason why I created the CSP Blueprint. It's a very short read, but it also gets straight to the point. Surround yourself with other like-minded men that's moving the way that you want to go. Your families need you, your wives need you, your children need you. Until you decide to start moving, it's only so far that your family and yourself is going to be able to go.
Yes.
Like that.
So there's a question that kind of goes in that on Instagram, and Sacred Terminal asks, what do the ones do who are stuck?
Okay. Can I jump in on that?
Yeah, go on it. Go in it.
So I would, some suggestions. If you can, model vulnerability, especially to young men. Also, to create spaces where men can talk side by side during activities, not face to face through therapy conversations. So have those spaces where what are you doing? Hanging out, just chatting, non-therapeutic chats. Also, recognize that men's problems often show up as irritability, not obvious sadness. Mental health varies by gender. And then finally, find or build a tribe that celebrates you rather than just tolerates you.
Yeah, I'm going to answer it this way. What does someone do? You got to get around the people moving in the direction that you want to go. Stop hanging around the turds that are taking you down, because that's what it looks like right now. Like it's we got people following LBC, so then they wonder why their life becomes LBC. get around the people that are living in a higher way that moves in the direction you want to go. I think that's an important piece that most people allow themselves. Like, I have a friend that he's like, whenever I go golf, people say, use the Lord's name in vain, use God's name in vain, and he still golfs with them all the time. But he wants to elevate his life. But he knows that's not the way for him. But he still hangs around it because it's like, oh, well, I'd have to lose my golf buddies or my friends or people in my family. Not for me. Like, it don't work like that. If you ain't moving in this direction, we on different ships. It's called a relationship. How do I relate to you so we can get on the ship and sail where we're going? And if we ain't going in the same direction, we can't have a relationship. We can't have a relationship because action ship. We got to be going in the same direction. If you ain't flowing that way, it's okay. I'll see you when we shift. And I ain't shifting, so you better speed up to catch up because I'm already going.
I love it.
I love that.
Awesome. All right, let's wrap it up. What y'all got? Quick close up.
Well,
go ahead, Coach. I'm gonna find something, but go ahead. I got something I want to share. Go ahead.
Coach, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I was wondering. He's really quiet there.
Still can't, bro.
Yeah, still can't hear you. Okay.
Doc, you getting more time to get it all done.
Well, I'm looking up something really quick.
Can't hear Coach. I don't know how they ixnayed. You know what? I made a comment. I said, "Hey, Dr. Tachi on YouTube." Facebook blocked it. All right. So anyway,
well, I got something.
All right, you go then.
So I'm going to read something that a man who has to walk on eggshells to keep peace in his home will become so skilled at it that he makes no sound in life.
You know, I just saw that in somewhere. I mean, I've read the Bible several times today with all different, but it's a scripture about that.
So I'm just saying, for those men and those who love them out there, if you're staying silent, you're not making any noise. And if you're not making any noise in your life, positive noise in your life, is that a life worth living? I'll just leave it at that.
Coach, can we hear you? Now you're even frozen.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear it?
Blinking. Say something.
Still can't hear him.
Man, they knew you were about to drop a nugget.
The price of being a knowledge bomb.
Check 1, 2. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Hey, you know the devil's always at work trying to stop something, but nevertheless, he's not gonna stop this. But what I want to say, man, if you got something from this podcast, share it with another man.
Yep.
Actually, share it with anybody, because we got wives, aunties, sisters, daughters who's in relationships with men that would need to hear this. And as Sid stated, surround yourself with other men that's moving the way that you want to move. And once you start doing that and you start surrendering, that's the biggest thing. I heard Dr. Vibe say it earlier. Vulnerability. Have to be vulnerable, but also be vulnerable in the right environments. And I'm speaking based off experience. Some environments you can't be vulnerable. You can't be vulnerable in some environments. Nevertheless, the environments that I'm around, you get to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is not a weakness. So share this episode. Go back and re-listen and follow some of the tips that we dropped. And also feel free to reach out to us. You can always reach out to me on Instagram. I'm at Coach Hightower1, at CoachHightower.com. I would love to get with you and help you get unstuck, because part of that is when you're isolated, you all free play for the devil to get at you. So you have to stay surrounded with great people that's going to be to help you to move. That's what I have.
And I just want to add something to what a coach just said. Loneliness is a gateway to negative behavior. Coach seems to like that one. I hear the noise and he's looking to the side.
Well, I say that's a good one, man, because when men isolate, that goes back to the wolf pack. When the wolf drifts from the pack, man, you become easy prey. And there's a time and place where you need to isolate for yourself, but you don't want to stay in isolation. You want to stay with like-minded people, and you want to stay within the wolf pack. I like that, Dr. Vibe. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you, fellas. And
Right.
my close up today, low budget character. Be a better judge of character. And get rid of those low budget character people in your life. Let them do their work. And if they can shift, they shift, they come back around. You don't have to judge them, but get the low budget character people out of your life. And it's not just the physical people. It's the people that you let message you. It's the people that you buy their music. It's the books that you read. It's the ones you let coach your children. It's all the people that are low budget, especially if they're around your children. Please get to know them more. Don't let them around your children. Most important person you can put in your child's life, coaches and teachers, because they're who your people will become. Fortunately for me, mine are done. They're doing their own thing and they're doing it well. You want to know the soul of a man? Put a baby in their eyes and see if it really laughs and cries. Because if it's crying, you might want to get your baby and run. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you all for being with us today. It's been a pleasure. I'm excited for many moments to come. All right. We'll see you soon. Getting this thing going. Peace.
Thank you, Albert.
I've been at peace for so long. It seems like I've been sitting all alone. Would you know when the crew is coming through? They're the ones that will make anew. Gotta go, gotta flow, gotta choose the truth. We the ones that will raise the roof. Let's roll up and throw down. Let's go and feel the sound. Good vibes, one tribe. Can you feel me now? Be you, be me, be free. Go and take it till we bounce the beat. Take it to the streets, make a move the feet. I can slow it down, look in my eyes now. Just like you two want it fast. Spread them wings and make it last. God was the one to erase the past. Time to bring it forward to see the forecast. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Lift your dreams and fill the glass. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Lift your dreams and fill the glass. That was God's broadcast. That was God's broadcast. Time to embrace the peace. Time to embrace the peace. Time to embrace the peace.